Fita 11, lado B.
Lição 85. Advertências de perigo. Escute. A firma Perfumes Lovett está precisando passar por um processo de expansão. O Sr. Verdi ofereceu sua colaboração financeira para a instalação de uma nova fábrica. Sam Lovett está discutindo o assunto com Peter Broom, que além de ser seu amigo, é o contador da firma.
It's a very attractive proposition, Sam. It's absolutely fantastic. Do you realize he's offering to pay half the cost of the factory? Are you going to accept? I'd be a fool not to. I'm not so sure. Why not? I think you ought to be careful. Verdi's no fool. For heaven's sake, Peter, he's a friend of ours. I know, Sam, but don't forget, he's a businessman. What's in it for him? Well, it's obvious. On the one hand, he sells more Lovett's perfume in his department stores. On the other hand, he has a share in my business. He makes money at both ends. Exactly. You ought to watch out, Sam. You might lose control of your business. I think you're being too cautious, Peter. Possibly. But that's what you pay an accountant for.
Repetition.
Escute estas frases e expressões. Em primeiro lugar, preste atenção ao que ouvir. Depois, escute de novo, repetindo cada uma. Faça você mesmo as pausas, parando o gravador para poder falar.
Be careful.
Mind out.
Look out.
Watch out.
Watch out for insects.
Spider.
Scorpion.
Wasp.
Snake.
Cat.
Dog.
They can be dangerous.
You need to be careful of them.
I've got a suggestion.
Idea.
Suggestion.
Plan.
It's an interesting plan. But don't rush into it.
It's an interesting plan, but don't rush into it. Take it easy.
It sounds interesting.
It sounds like a good idea.
But I'm not sure about it.
Perhaps it isn't safe.
I'm not sure about this food.
It looks good.
It smells good.
It tastes good.
But you can't be too careful.
If I were you, I'd watch out.
Practice.
Exercise 1.
They can be dangerous things.
Exercício número 1. Podem ser perigosos? Participe da conversa que escreveu, escutando primeiro este exemplo.
Watch out for wasps.
Wasps can be dangerous things. You need to be careful of them.
Agora continue.
Mind out. There's a scorpion.
Scorpions can be dangerous things. You need to be careful of them.
Look out for snakes.
Snakes can be dangerous things. You need to be careful of them.
Be careful of that cat.
Cats can be dangerous things. You need to be careful of them. Watch out! There's a spider on the tent.
Spiders are dangerous things. You need to be careful of them.
Be careful of that dog. It looks hungry.
Dogs are dangerous things. You need to be careful of them.
Exercise 4. Now sing this song.
Look out, watch out, mind out, take it easy, you can't be too careful with things like this. Look out, watch out, mind out, take it easy, it sounds good but you can't be sure, you can't be too careful with things like this.
E aqui termina a lição 85. Lição 86. Como não aceitar um convite? Preste muita atenção. Nick Yates, amigo de Ben Lovett, está remando num barco no rio em companhia de algumas garotas. Diz a Ben para se unir a eles.
Hey, Ben! Come and join us!
I can't.
Where are you going?
To the library.
On a day like this?
I'm afraid so.
Can this be true, Linda? Is this the good friend we know and love? Is this the man who once said, an hour in good company is worth 1,000 books?
Ben, I don't recognize you. Where's your joy, your love of life, your taste for adventure?
Yeah.
We need you, Ben. We need someone to talk to us intelligently while we eat strawberries and drink champagne.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, come and join us, Ben. Come on.
I'd love to, but I really can't. I've got my exams next month.
So's Linda, so is Nick.
Ah, but a genius like Nick doesn't have to revise.
Exactly.
Repetition.
Escute as expressões que serão ditas. Em primeiro lugar, preste atenção a cada uma. Depois escute tudo de novo e repita uma por uma parando o gravador.
Join us.
Come with us.
Come and join us.
We're going to the sea.
The sea.
The beach.
The river.
The lake.
The swimming pool.
Would you like to join us?
It's very kind of you. But I can't.
It's very kind of you, but I can't. I'd love to join you, but I'm afraid I can't.
I'd love to join you, but I'm afraid I can't.
I've got my exams next month.
An exam.
An interview.
A test.
I must practice for my test.
I must prepare for my interview.
I must revise for my exams.
Oh, come on.
I can't.
I really can't.
I'm sorry.
I'm really sorry.
Practice.
Exercise 1.
Refusals.
Exercício número 1. Como recusar alguma coisa ou algum convite. Participe desta conversa utilizando o que já anotou para recusar os diferentes convites em voz alta. Primeiro, o diálogo A.
Come with us to the sea.
It's very kind of you, but I can't.
Oh, please join us.
I'm really sorry, but I can't.
Agora, o diálogo B.
Would you like to join us?
I'd love to, but I must practice for my test.
But we're going to the river.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Por último, o diálogo C.
Come with us to the beach.
I'm afraid I can't.
Oh, come on.
I'm sorry, but I must prepare for my interview.
Exercise 2.
Pronunciation.
Exercício número 2. Pronúncia. Anote estas palavras. No fascículo, você tem a tradução. Preste muita atenção em como se soletra cada uma. Antes, um exemplo.
Join us.
Shoes.
Change.
Agora é você.
Sheep.
Shopping.
January.
Shop.
Chair.
Journalist.
Channel.
July.
Short.
Jacket.
Shower.
Chicken.
Church.
June.
Shape. Exercise 3. Now sing this song.
It's very kind of you, but I can't. I'm afraid I can't. I really can't. I'm really sorry, but I can't. It's very kind of you.
E aqui termina a lição 86.
Lesson 87.
It looks like a winner.
I fancy the white one. I fancy the white one.
He fancies it, he fancies it.
It isn't too big and it isn't too small. I don't fancy the black one. I don't fancy the black one.
He doesn't fancy it, he doesn't fancy it.
It's too big, it isn't small enough. It's too big, it isn't small enough. It's too big, it isn't small enough. It's too big, it isn't small enough.
Lição 87. Opiniões e juízos de valor. Escutem. Diana e Sam Lovett levaram o Sr. Verde para assistir às famosas corridas de cavalos de Ascot. Agora, os três estão admirando os cavalos nas cocheiras.
I fancy the grey horse. It looks like a winner.
Oh, Sam, you don't know anything about horses.
Oh.
What do you think, Signor Verdi?
Oh, please, call me Umberto.
Oh, thank you. You must call us Sam and Diana.
No, with pleasure. Great pleasure.
So, which horse do you fancy, Umberto?
I like the look of the grey horse. But it's too heavy for these conditions. Big horses prefer dry ground.
Which one are you going to put your money on?
To tell the truth, I rarely gamble. In my opinion, horse racing is a matter of luck, not judgment.
All the same, you seem to be a good judge of horses.
Hey, there's a horse called Dawn.
Well, that's the one to back. And for once, I'm going to have a bet too. It's a lucky name.
Repetition.
Escute estas frases e expressões. Mas antes, preste atenção a cada uma. Volte a fita e escute de novo parando o gravador depois de cada frase ou palavra, para repeti-las em voz alta.
I fancy that horse.
I like the look of it.
I think it's going to win.
In my opinion, it's a winner.
In my opinion, it's a winner. Win.
Winner.
Lose.
Loser.
I don't fancy the other horse.
I don't like the look of it.
It's too heavy. For these conditions,
It's too heavy for these conditions.
It isn't light enough. For these conditions,
It isn't light enough for these conditions. Good conditions.
bad conditions.
Wet conditions.
dry conditions.
Hard conditions.
Soft conditions.
But it's got a lucky name.
A lucky name.
A lucky number.
An unlucky name.
An unlucky number.
It's all a matter of luck.
But it'll be a good race. Practice.
Exercise 1.
Everyone's a loser.
Exercício número 1. São todos perdedores. Anote o que cada personagem vai falando sobre os cavalos. Primeiro, alguns exemplos.
I think number 7 is going to win. 7's my lucky number.
I don't like the look of number 7. It's too fat.
Agora, atenção.
A.
I fancy number 4. It's right for these conditions.
It won't win. It isn't fast enough. B.
I like the look of number 10. In my opinion, it's a winner.
I don't fancy number 10. It's too big for these conditions.
C.
Number 6 is a good-looking horse. That's the one I fancy.
I don't think it will win. It's too young. Exercise 2.
A personal view.
Exercício número 2. Um ponto de vista pessoal. Utilize o que foi anotando para responder a estas perguntas em voz alta. Para cada pergunta, há 2 respostas possíveis. Primeiro, um exemplo.
What do you think of number 7? I think number 7 is going to win. 7's my lucky number.
I don't like the look of number 7. It's too fat.
Agora você continua.
What about number 4?
I fancy number 4. It's right for these conditions.
It won't win. It isn't fast enough. Do you fancy number 10?
I like the look of number 10. In my opinion, it's a winner. I don't fancy number 10. It's too big for these conditions. What about number 6? Number 6 is a good-looking horse. That's the one I fancy.
I don't think number 6 will win. It's too young.
Exercise 4.
Pronunciation.
Exercício número 4. Pronúncia. Escute com atenção cada um destes termos. Marque no fascículo os que tiverem o som U prolongado.
Lose.
Close.
Shoes.
Does.
Nose.
News.
Use.
You.
To.
Do.
Go. Exercise 5. Now sing this song.
I fancy the white one. I fancy the white one.
He fancies it, he fancies it.
It isn't too big and it isn't too small. I don't fancy the black one. I don't fancy the black one.
He doesn't fancy it, he doesn't fancy it.
It's too big, it isn't small enough. It's too big, it isn't small enough. It's too big, it isn't small enough. It's too big, it isn't small enough.
E termina aqui a lição 87.
Lesson 88.
I recommend the Stilton.
I fancy something to eat and something to drink. I fancy some bread and cheese. I fancy something to eat and something to drink. Could you pass me the water, please? Could you pass me the water, please?
Lição 88. A mesa. Escute. Humberto Verdi está comendo na casa dos Lovett.
Could you pass the salt, please, Mr. Verdi?
Of course. Here you are. Salt is very important stuff with him. Did you know that a long time ago, people used to be paid in salt? Well, that's the origin of the word salary.
That's right, Tim.
Oh, I didn't know that. Have you finished, Umberto? Shall I take your plate?
Oh, thank you. It was delicious.
What about some cheese?
Oh, thank you.
I recommend the Stilton. It's just right. Dad has 2 passions, Mr. Verdi. Perfume and Stilton cheese.
Oh.
I don't know which smells worse. Keep your nose out of my business, man. That's easier said than done.
You have a wonderful son, Sam. Hey, what are you going to do when you finish your exams, Ben?
I don't know.
What about coming to Italy?
Ah. Repetition.
Escute estas frases e expressões. Preste atenção a todas, apenas escutando. Depois volte à fita e, ao término de cada uma, pare o gravador e repita imitando a pronúncia.
Could you pass the salt, please?
Salt.
Mustard.
Vinegar.
Pepper.
Would you like some water?
Water.
Wine.
Mineral water.
Something to drink.
Something to eat.
Have you finished?
Shall I take your plate?
Knife.
Fork.
Spoon.
Glass.
Cup.
Plate. That was delicious.
What about some cheese?
Bread and cheese.
Bread and butter.
Cheese and biscuits.
Bread and jam.
I recommend the honey.
It smells delicious.
It tastes delicious.
What are you going to do when you finish?
What are you going to do when you finish? Practice.
Exercise 1.
Dinner for 2.
Exercício número 1. Jantar para 2. Com as respostas que preparou, faça o papel do garçom nesta conversa.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. A table for 2?
Yes, please. Could we see the menu?
Of course.
Thank you. Look at this, darling. What do you fancy?
I recommend the beef. It's delicious.
I'll have beef then.
So will I.
Would you like something to drink?
Water for me, please.
Mineral water?
Yes, please.
I'll have the same, please.
Exercise 3. Now sing this song.
I fancy something to eat and something to drink. I fancy some bread and cheese. I fancy something to eat and something to drink. Could you pass me the water, please? Could you pass me the water, please?
Aqui termina a lição 88.